Okay. So, like I told you guys last time, when you are a product designer, a UI UX designer, or even a UI designer, there are different scenarios you could get a project. Okay. One of the ways you are likely going to get a project, let's say you started off as a freelancer. One of the way you're likely going to get a project is someone is going to reach out to you and say, "Hey, I want to design an app that does so, 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 and so," or maybe you want to design like a landing page. If you are in Web3, someone might reach out to you and say, "Okay, we want to design a landing page or a website for our new crypto token." Someone might reach out to you and say, "Okay, I have this NGO. I want to design a website for my business." So in this case, it's a little bit defined what exactly they want. Okay, so they know exactly what they want. So as a business, they know what they want. So it's left for you now to understand what they want and design for them using best practices, making sure that you help them achieve the goal they want to achieve. Now, another way is if you are working in a company, with a company, depending on the company's product, you are going to be having meetings, right? You are going to be having meetings based on based on how the company's structure is. You are likely going to be having meetings where you are going to be getting feedbacks from the product manager or from marketing or customer service. So any of the department in charge of receiving feedback from user, in most cases, you could also be the one. You might have access to those feedbacks. Okay. So as you are getting those feedbacks, you are finding ways to improve the product. You are finding ways to eliminate problem and also make the product easier to use. So if you should identify a feature, if you are not given a feature, your product manager might come and say, "Okay, we want you to build out the flow for this feature." So you go ahead and start building it, and it will be tested and all those things. But in some cases, you could also be the one to identify the feature based on your research. Maybe you've identified something that people have been complaining about, and you decided, "Okay, you know what? Let us work on this particular thing to solve this user problem." Okay, we did Hotjar. So let's assume you've been looking into your Hotjar analysis, and you identify there is a place whereby people are finding it difficult or confusing to use a particular screen. So you could come up with a better screen, present it, arrange your presentation, and share with your team member, right? And tell them, "Okay, we need to do this, we need to do that because this is the issue here based on the data on ground. This I think we should implement to do this and do that." So they also, once they buy into that idea, they are going to escalate it so that the developer team can work on it and it could be shipped within the next update. I don't know if people are getting me. But one of the things we are focusing more on here is how do you even start a project, especially if you finish this training, you are more likely going to start with internship, or you are more likely going to start with gigs, just random gigs, or you are more likely to start freelancing and getting jobs from sites like Upwork, Fiverr, and the rest of them. So let's go to Fiverr, for instance. Let's go to Upwork. I don't have time on Fiverr. Upwork. And let's search for UI design job or product design job. Okay. Let's search for product design. So let's take a look at how these jobs come so that we'll go back to our design. So what we are doing here is 100% practical. Okay. You need to really understand how the practical works. Okay. So product design, I'm still checking. It's still loading. Let's give it some time. Okay. Okay. So I'm on talent. No wonder. So let's go to jobs. Jobs, product design. Um, why is this? Okay, let's take a look at this first one. Okay, let's also look at this first one. Um, okay, set up web designer for a new company. So we're just checking out. We want to see how Figma website conversion expert. Okay, you okay. This one is for web designers. Okay, but let's take a look at this particular one. So you can see what they wrote here. We are seeking a talented creative designer to completely revamp our learning performance page. The ideal candidates will have experience in creating visually engaging, user-friendly interfaces and will be able to incorporate complex data into an easy-to-understand format. Project requirement, recreate the existing page, blah, 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 incorporate specific information from the Excel sheet, implement a detailed table, maintain the current design experience in data, blah, 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 how to apply and all these things. Okay. So this is basically what, oops, my network disconnected. Okay, guys, I'm back. My network disconnected earlier. So this is likely what you are going to get, something like this, and this one, they just did $70. But at least you could start with this to start getting experience, okay? So you can see how the job comes in. And it's left for you to, if probably when you apply and they decide to move with you, they'll give you more information. They'll give you content, right? Because you need content to work. A UI UX designer or a product designer, you always work with content. That is what you call information. Okay. And this one too. I don't know. My network is quite slow today. I don't know why. This job is private. Why did it appear when it's private? So this one, we are launching a new company focused on fintech solution. We are seeking an experienced web designer to create high landing pages. Okay, you can see they are looking for someone who can help them create high landing pages. So it must be visually appealing, user-friendly, and optimized for conversion. I hope everyone here understand what they mean by conversion. So when you hear something like optimized for conversion, you should know exactly what they mean, right? So the ideal candidate should have strong understanding of UI UX design principles and be skilled in creating conversion-centric design, attention to details and ability, blah, blah, blah. So this one is like hourly pay, $20 hourly pay, and the rest of them. So you can see how people post job for designers like you and I, right? So you need to be able to understand what they want, okay? But for our project, we want to work on a fun project, okay? So on this fun project, we have this. So we want to be able to create a website where people can find uh, where people can connect to people that look like them, right? They are a doppelganger anywhere in the world. So that is what we are trying to create. And without further ado, we are going to be heading straight to FigJam to start planning out some of these things. So let me come back here. Let me go to Terraskills. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to go to FigJam now. So FigJam is a whiteboard. It's a sister app. It's a sister app for Figma. It's a whiteboard basically. So you design on Figma, and if you want to do like brainstorming, or you just need a whiteboard where you can, brainstorm and think and plan out your design, you can use what FigJam. So I'm going to come inside here and let's give this our app a name. What name should we give it? Everyone, recommend a name right inside. Use the comment section to recommend a name. I'm waiting. Okay. Please use the comment section to recommend a name for our app. It's a group project, so we all need to be contributing in one way or the other. Clone Seeker, okay. Me too. Oh my God. Find and meet your match. Find and meet your match.com. Mirror. Oh my God. Mirror. Keep it coming so we can choose one of the best ones. Mirror. Find and meet your match. This find and meet your match. It's like what we'll use on the caption, right? Because it's kind of too long. Dopus. Okay, Dopus looks cool. It looks cool. Hopefully people will understand what it is. So we can say something like find and meet your match. No, even this find and meet your match, it sounded like a dating app. Find and meet your match at Dopus. At dopus.com. Find and meet your match. Okay. We are more than 4 here now. Duplis. I prefer the Dopus than the Duplis. Keep coming. So we have, let's just do 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Dopus is currently winning. Clone Seeker sounds too cringe. Clone Seeker. It's cringy. Okay. We have about 30 seconds more. Are we together? Okay. Another you. This is nice. Another you. Okay, I think I'll go with this one. Another you. You see? That's why it's good to always suggest suggest so that another you. So I think this another you is nice, it's self-explanatory and everything. So let me create a project here. So to create a FigJam project, okay, right now Figma has 3 main products. They have Figma, that's for your design. They have FigJam for your whiteboard, and they have Slide for your presentations. So on this click new, if you click on this arrow, okay, if you click on this arrow right here, you are going to be able to design, create your normal Figma file, that is the design file, or a FigJam board. So in case you want to go to FigJam, make sure you click on create new, the drop down arrow, and then you select FigJam. If you want to create like a presentation, then you select slide deck. So let's go ahead and click on FigJam. So it gives us a new project. Okay, so this is FigJam. I'm also going to add the link. So if you're already on this page, so we're going to name this another you. Another you. Okay, so I'm going to do this another you. Visit anotheryouapp.com. Okay, it makes sense. Another you, get connected. It's not a dating game. Mr. Prince Will, you want marry? Okay, so we are going to work with this. So let me go ahead and share this. So for those of you that are already on the team, you can actually see it there. So let me just let's come in here. Let me just share the link again. Now, if you're already in this if you're already part of the team, you should have access to it. But let me just copy it again. Where is it? Publish. So I've pasted the link on the Google Meet chat. So if you can join anytime you want, you can join in. Okay.
So can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
you
sir.
have any question? Yes, what's your question?
Sorry. Yeah, it's not actually a question. You're sending the link to the learning site, but how do I get the link? Because I'm on Figma now.
Just go back to Google Meet, click on the link I just shared. You should be able to join me.
Okay. No, what I'm saying is I'm using my phone for the classes and my laptop for Figma. That's what I'm saying. I'm not using my laptop for the Google Meet.
Okay, I've also pasted it on the WhatsApp group, so you can open WhatsApp, or if you go to Figma,
Okay.
okay, if you're on Figma, locate the team. That is the Terraskill, right? The Terraskill.
Okay.
What's the team again? The name of the team, Terraskill Product Design. I'm coming. I'm trying to. So anyone that is on this thing, you can also do that. So anytime you want to open a file that is on this team, sorry, it's loading. Okay, make sure you're on the Terraskill Product Design Bootcamp. Okay, once you are there, you
Okay,
are
sir.
going to locate the app that says the file name, another you. Okay, so click on the file name, another you.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let's go back here. So I'm just going to get our problem statement. Okay. Now you can create any canvas that you want. I'm just going to introduce you to the interface so that you get used to it as well. So here on FigJam, we have almost the same thing like we do on Figma. You have the logo here. The logo here. From the logo, you have your normal back to files, file, edit, view, object, and the rest of them. Here you have this new Figma AI feature. You can use this if you want to generate anything. Okay, there's a noise coming from some. Okay, so you can use this to generate, but don't worry about this Figma AI here. Now, from here, you can actually view some templates. So if you click here, depending on the project you are working on, you can actually find some templates to help you get started. So if what you are looking for is like just like series of boards to conduct an agenda meeting, this is the template. You can use these templates. There's weekly team. And if what you're trying to do is brainstorming, you can also see different brainstorming diagrams that you can use, different brainstorming workbook that you could use, concept mapping, crazy eight. You must not use them. You can just create your own the way you want, right? Are you getting it? If you also want to create like empathy maps and the rest of them, this is where you do them. Ideation templates, this is where you do them. You can find templates here. If you are doing like planning, if it is planning, something like product review, Kanban board, SWOT, prioritization matrix, all these things. In case you want to do this one, you can go ahead and choose any of these templates. But for us, we're just going to be drawing our boards uh, by ourselves. We don't really need much. And if someone should send you a Figma link and you want to like a FigJam link and you want to like contribute without necessarily moving things around, you can use the comments icon here. So here you can still see the team name and you can see the file name. You can still see this. Now over here we have the timer, music, and voting. So you can use this. You can use this here to create timer. Let's say you want to conduct a voting for a specific number of time, or during the meeting, you want to have like a break for a specific number of time. Depending on what you want to time, you can just come here, activate the timer. You can add maybe 2 minutes and then you play it and you have a countdown, right? You also have the ability to add music if you want music. So if you are on a call, if you are using a call here on FigJam, if you're playing a music here, everyone that is on the call is able to hear the music. But you can't play Rema here. You can't play P Square here. As at right now, we just have like this six music that you can play. Then let's assume you are conducting a workshop or a brainstorming session, and you find out that okay, we have so many ideas, and you want to know okay, which idea should we go for, and you decide to conduct a vote. All you need to do is to come here, click on new vote, right? Then everyone will stamp on the idea they prefer, and then you go ahead with it. Okay. Let me just go ahead and hide it. Now under here you have your toolbar. Okay, already you have your zoom. You should know what this zoom here is. Under here you have your toolbar. You have your normal selection tool and the hand tool to pan around. Okay, I'm actually panning around, but you won't see it. Meanwhile, this is the generate here. If I close this, it's gone. If I want it back, I click on generate, then it's back. So it's like a new feature. Okay, so you can use it to generate flow charts, planning, and mind mapping. But I don't want to come and start showing you generate now. You can use it when you already know what to do. Okay, and here you have your marker in case you want to place anything. Here is sticky notes. So in case you want to jot some things down, you can use the sticky notes. All you need to do is to click on it and just click on it, then you can type in. Okay, you can see very easy to do. Sticky notes. So usually if you are trying to work on an idea, you are likely going to be doing okay, one idea per one sticky note. Okay, you can always change the color of the sticky notes from here. Okay, you can change the font. If the font is too small, you can go with large. You can see the font increases. You can bold it. You can strike through. You can add a link, just the normal formatting you do. Okay, now aside the sticky note, you also have shapes here. So in case you want to add a shape, you can just select this. For instance, add a shape. Okay, you already know that if you hold down shift, it's going to give you a perfect shape. Now, the difference between this shape and the shape on Figma is that they have nodes, right? They have nodes. And let's assume you want another shape just here and you want to connect them. You click this, it gives you this shape with the arrow, and you can choose, so yeah, you can make connections to different elements. Okay, so but sometimes you just want to draw only shape, so that's fine too. So you can draw different types of shape: ellipse, squares, diamond. So if you're creating your flow charts, you are likely going to use these shapes. Okay, we are likely going to use this shape when you're creating your flow charts. To maybe you want to create like your flow chart or your user flow or your task flow, you can use this. But if you don't want to do user flows or task flows, but instead you just want to show like a bird eye view of the entire structure of the app, you could also use mind map. Or if you are brainstorming with using mind map technique, you can use mind map here. So mind map has like a parent node, so you can see you have a parent node here, and you have an idea, and all this you can start adding what children nodes. Okay, you can add the children node here, you can add a sibling node here, and from the children node you can actually add more. Okay, I didn't type anything, sorry. You can add anything here and you keep adding. If you want to add like a sibling here, you click this, you add another sibling, you add another sibling, you add another sibling. Remember, what you are doing is you are adding things that make sense. So not just typing in here, but I'm just trying to show you in case you've seen how all these things online, right? This is how you create it. So you don't come and type and start using your pen to draw some curves. That's why I'm showing you, so you know exactly what you are doing and how to achieve it. Are we together? And I'm just going to delete this too. Over here you have your text tool. You can use it and type. Okay, and you can format it. You can format it anyhow you want. Okay, and then here you have your section. So when you want to group, maybe if you are brainstorming and you want to like do section by section, you want to group things in different sections. So this is what you use in grouping your ideas or your processes, right, in different sections. So you click on section, you go ahead and draw out the section, and then you continue placing things inside this section. Here we have the table. So if you want to like create a table, this is it here. So in case you want to add elements inside, you can add different content inside. So maybe you are doing like a competitive analysis. Okay, let's say you are doing like a competitive analysis, you can draw a table, and then maybe it's for an e-commerce product. You can just put like maybe you can come in here and put like Jumia You put Konga and maybe which other one? Jumia, Konga. The only two e-commerce platforms get for Nigeria. I'm just realizing it. We used to have Payport. I don't know what happened to them. We have Payport. Then from here, you can write out, okay, what is it you are measuring them against? You can say, okay, maybe user experience. So this was how you use tables. You can say user experience. You can start saying, okay, maybe you can start giving them score, writing out what they did well, and you can also do the same here, do the same here, and you can always reduce the size. Okay, so if I select it, you can always add. You can also reduce the size from here. Let's reduce the size. The table. Okay. Let me delete this. Okay, so you can also add it using the plus sign. Okay, anyone you want. So this is how you add table right on FigJam. So, and here we have the stamp. So in case you want to vote, if you are voting, if you are trying to vote or you want to just place a stamp on something, you can click on stamp. You are going to see different types of stamp. Okay, so let's say it's an idea or you something you don't probably like, you can just click on this and stamp on it. Or you can also, if it is something you really like, you can click on this and then just go where you like and then stamp on something, stamp on something. That's basically how stamps work. So let me delete it, and I can also select them and hit delete. Meanwhile, here you can find other widgets. You can find other widgets from here, or you can click on plus sign and add any other widget you want. So you can see we have this is just like the plugin version of Figma. Okay, so that's just like a general introduction to the interface. Before we proceed, does anybody have any question? If you have any question, please go ahead and ask.
Sir, when I'm on the page, sorry, good evening, sir. I'm on the
Yeah,
page
evening.
on Figma. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So when you're trying to say this is where we go to do this, on the page on my system, I'm not seeing your arrow. It's just showing on the dashboard there.
Okay, if you're not seeing me, you can just click on the Design Gate logo there, and you start following me, so you see exactly what I'm doing.
Design kit logo. Exactly. Okay.
Okay,
The logo on G now. Yes.
I can see you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So just like we also do on Figma, if you want to activate quick chat, you can just do / and type in something. So everyone respond. I just typed in hello. Everybody respond. Just type something. Let's be sure that we're on the same page. And don't forget, okay? Okay, okay. No, Prince Will, you don't use text. Is this your first class?
Okay.
Have you been attending live classes? Rema, why are you typing
Yeah,
with
but then,
text? Press the / key on your keyboard, then you type. You don't type with text. This wasn't what I did. Press the / key on your keyboard, then you type. You don't know the / key on your keyboard. Okay. So that's how you use quick chat. If you press the / key on your keyboard, then you can proceed to chat. Any question? Okay, that means we can proceed with the class. Okay, so I'm just going to draw, okay, I'm just going to draw a section here. We're going to call this our problem statements and hypothesis. Okay. First of all, can you guys try write something? Pick the stickers and type. Let me see. I want to be sure you guys have full access. Are you able to pick the notepad to type something? The sticky notes. Okay. Okay, good. Rema is able to edit. Who else is not able to edit? Because I think someone just joined now, but the person is only having only view access. Please, if you are just having only view access, make sure you go and use that link we dropped in the group to actually uh, formalize your access. Okay. So we're going to use this and drop. We're going to drop this here and then say problem. Let me take this back to small. Okay. So problem statement, hypothesis. You must not do this on FigJam. If you want, you can type whatever you want on. You can write on a sheet of paper. Okay, so it's not like it's compulsory. So let me pick what we have here. This is our problem statement. Okay. Our problem statements. And here is our hypothesis. Okay. So just to I'm just going to change their color. Okay, so whatever it is we are going to be working on, as we are designing, we are coming back to look at our problem statement here and our hypothesis. So our problem statement is why we are solving what we are solving, the issue we discovered, right? We discovered that a lot of people really want to see people that look exactly like them, right? And we are proposing that if we should create a website that allow people to securely and find people that looks just like them and connect with them, that is going to solve this problem right here. Okay, so it's a combined class, so everyone is contributing. So I'm not the only one saying what we're going to do. And last time we found out how it's going to work. Okay, we asked question and everyone suggested, okay, this is how it's going to work. So we decided, okay, let's do another one. Okay, I'm going to draw another section. Okay, I'm going to draw another section, and I'm going to call this one system mapping. Now this system mapping is we're just trying to map out how the system is going to work. We already did this last week. I just want us to see how it's going to work, then we'll proceed to creating our information architecture. Okay, now you have your problem. Remember, what we are doing right now, we are just planning. We are not doing anything serious. We are just planning as a team. That's basically what we are doing right here. We're just planning as a team, right? It could be when you are doing your own, if you are working on your own project, it's just you planning out things. So it's not like you must go from problem statement and hypothesis to system mapping and all those things. It depends on the steps you want to go. If you had conducted a survey, you probably want to go through those survey, like I told you guys, conduct a team, just do like a thematic analysis whereby you go through all the answers or all the feedback you got from the survey and look for similar themes that different people spoke about. So it could be you trying to find out what their pain point is. Now, if you send out a survey to find out people's pain points, Based on the responses, you are going to actually see what people say it's their problem. Then you can now, group them in a way that makes logical sense, right? And you are able to see or pinpoint exactly what the problem is and how you can now come up with a solution. Who deleted this section here? Prince Will, who deleted this section that I just drew here? Who deleted the section that we just drew here right now? If you're the one that deleted it, can you just do Control Z so we have that we have this board back? Prince will deselect this board, deselect it. Now here we are going to do our system mapping. We already did this last week on Saturday, where we said, okay, we want users to upload their pictures, then the AI analyzes the picture and then search the database for a match. And if it gets the person's match, we can now say, okay, this is the person's match. Okay. If it doesn't get the person's match, it will now say, okay, our system is still trying to find the person. And then we are going to get back to you when we find the match via your email. Okay. That's what we agreed on how this app will work. Now, the question is, if you are given a project, remember the topic we talk about how to start your research, basically where to start. If you are given a project, there are some projects, like I said, there are some projects you'll be given, and you could have a solution just by seeing the project. Okay, you could just think of a solution just by seeing the project. And there are some projects you have, okay, there are some projects you have, you might not understand what you're trying to solve. Then you can ask questions by doing some research. For this particular solution, immediately we had our problem statement and our hypothesis. We already have an idea how to solve this problem. Okay, we already have an idea how to solve this problem. Now, one thing we could have done is maybe before the system mapping, we could also, okay, let's map out our system. Okay, in case you don't know how it should work, another thing you could do is to research similar apps. Remember, we talked about during the creativity workshop, we talked about Scamper, right? Now you could research similar apps, then compare their feature, compare what this one have that the other one doesn't have, right? By comparing those features, you could actually see what one is doing well and what the other is not doing well. And you can actually identify areas for improvement. And when you combine those things from those other apps you analyzed and also introduced a new solution, a new feature based on the opportunities you discovered, you would have your own new app, right? That is unique and different from what is out there. So for us now, we already knew what exactly how we want it to work. But let's say you don't know how you want that to work. You want to proceed to doing what? More research. So the research whereby you ask users their problem is basically called user research. Are you getting it? There is another type of research you do. Maybe it could be competitive analysis, right? Whereby you check what your competitors are having, and you can also conduct a SWOT analysis on your competitors to measure their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, right? Before I proceed, let me be sure that I'm actually communicating. I've mentioned a lot of things here. I've mentioned things like SWOT. I've mentioned things like competitive analysis. I've mentioned something like thematic analysis. I've also mentioned something like, okay, I think this was competitive analysis, thematic analysis, user research. Please, if this words, if this word does not make, if any of this word does not make sense to you, raise up your hand. Okay. Who else? Okay. Don't put down your hand though. Raise your hand up so that I can ask the questions. Okay. Now, I don't know how you people learn. I don't really know how you people learn, but the way I learn is when I'm learning, okay, if I have, if I'm confused in anything, I tend to ask questions, right? That's why on Google Meet, you have this hand raising feature. When you are learning, it might not be here, it might not be with Terraskills, it could be you learning something else somewhere. When someone is teaching or when someone is trying to show you something, if they mention anything you don't know, ask questions. You don't keep quiet, because if you keeping quiet means that, okay, you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? So let me start with Destiny. Destiny, which of them don't you understand? Unmute your mic, Destiny. Unmute your mic on Google Meet so we can discuss. Okay, everyone, let's not take this one by one because of time. Everyone, just write it out in the comments in the chat section. Let me read it so I can throw more light. Okay, SWOT and thematic analysis. Okay, okay, who else? Okay, the term SWOT. Okay, we have SWOT, we have thematic analysis, SWOT and thematic analysis. Okay, who else? Who else? Okay, SWOT and thematic analysis. Okay. Okay, now SWOT is most of them are basically by observation. Okay, whenever you are doing research, whenever you are doing a research, most research is basically done by what? Observation. I hope we all know what observation is. Okay, most research is basically done by observation. Now, when we say SWOT analysis, so let me just put it here: SWOT analysis. So when we say SWOT analysis, okay, let's assume you want to create a new product. You are a product designer working on a new product. Maybe you are trying to work on a new fintech app. Okay, you are trying to work on a new fintech app. What do? One of the technique you could use to come up with a solution, your own solution, or one of the technique you could use to come up with a new feature for your own app that would differentiate your app from other fintech apps is by conducting a SWOT analysis. Okay, now in SWOT analysis, you are basically looking for four major things. That's the major difference between SWOT analysis and competitive analysis. Okay, now in SWOT analysis, you are looking for four things. So if I wanted to do a SWOT analysis here, I can actually get a table. Okay, I can get a table. I can draw a table. Remember, it must not be on fig jam. You can also do it on a sheet of paper. So with my, if I want to do a SWOT analysis, they are usually four. Okay, so I get my table, and depending on the number of companies I want to conduct the SWOT analysis on. Okay, so let's say it is between three companies. Oops. Okay, so here I have SWOT, SOWT. So S is for strength, W is for weakness, okay? O is for opportunity, and T is for threat. Then I can say, okay, OP Which other fintech app do we have? Someone should help me out. We have this OPay, we have PiggyVest, and we have which other one?
We have Pampay.
Pampay. Okay. Now, let's say it's these three that we are using for our SWOT analysis. Okay. What I want to do now is to now go and study the OPay app. Okay. Study the OPay app and then observe what is their biggest strength. Can someone tell me what is OPay's biggest strength?
Fast transaction.
Okay, fast transaction, and
Yeah, they are fast.
largest share in the market, largest user share in the market. But remember, this thing you don't just come up with it from your mind. Like if I want to know OPay strength, why I was able to even start writing this and also from this one is because I've done a little research on them before. So you want to go to OPay, for instance, opay.com. Is it opay.com? I don't know their website. I can't remember. So if you go to opay.com, you want to start analyzing. Then you can also write, do research. Okay, I think it's not opay.com. Opay is opayweb.com. Okay. You also want to go ahead and find out more about OPay. Okay. You can just type OPay on Google. If you want to check how large the market is, there are websites that you can use to find out how large you can even write something like insight. I'm trying to put this on, I'm trying to do it as if I've not done anything before. You can just write insight on OPay app and its users. Okay, there are a lot of places you could find insights about OPay. Then okay, so you can open all these things up and read about them. You read about them, you come to their website, you check them, you open their app one after the other, especially if you have not used OPay before. You want to open their app one after the other, go through all the pages, and then compare them and find out one of their biggest strengths. Okay. The strength could be that they have, like, just like I've mentioned, they have like the largest user base. As at when I did that research, OPay has the largest user base in Nigeria out of all the fintechs. Okay, that is their real strength. So by the time you, I don't know why my system is lagging. I installed something and I don't know whether the thing carry virus. I don't know. Let me just close this, guys. Okay, so by the time you conduct that your research, like I said, research mostly is by observation. You are researching, you are taking notes of some of the things some of the insights you are getting from your research based on their user base, right? You are checking their user base. You are also, I'm just trying to wait for this thing to come up. It's, let me restart it. So you check for their user base, you check for their market share, oh my God, wait. So you check all these things, you observe, you compare them with others. Okay, you can even check for their traffic sources. You compare them with others, right? I'm going to share some websites that you can use for market research later in the group. Okay, but these are also things that you could also Google, but I'll show you. So by the time you compare them, you are going to write down all the strengths: the strength of OPay, the strength of PiggyVest, and the strength of Pampay, right? If there's one thing we know Pampay for in Nigeria, it is loan. Almost all these fintech app, all of them give loan, but Pampay, Pampay is like the number one when it comes to all this loan. Are you getting it? So if you find that one out, the next thing you want to find is what is their weakness. Again, like I said, you do this thing by what? simply researching about the company and reading more. Okay, simply researching about the company and reading more. And you also want to find an opportunity and threats. Okay, now this is what you probably do. But since it's 2024, if you don't know where to start, you can always open your ChatGPT. Okay, but this is like, this is not something you should do or hold tentatively. Okay, this is something that after you are done doing it, you still have to go back and make sure that whatever it is whatever it is you found is actually true. Okay, so let it load. So I want to make sure I show you guys. Mm, okay, maybe I should just close this tab. Okay, okay, I can just say conduct a SWOT analysis between OPE, PAMPE, and Piggy Vest. Present your answer in a tabular form with references to where you get your results from. Okay, so let's enter this and see what we have. Okay, so you can see it's going to, okay. Okay, so you can see it's listing out all the strengths and also all the opportunities. Like I said, you don't take this tentatively. You still have to take this and then go and research about it. Are you getting it? And from here, let's take a look at their strength. Wide range of services with OPay, payments, loan. Okay. For PAMPay, like I said, with PAMPay, you have strong user engagement and reward programs. With PiggyVest, focused on savings and investment. So you can see that out of these three, anytime someone wants to think about savings and investment, they would rather go with what PiggyVest. Now, what is the weakness? High competition in the fintech space. PAMPay, less diverse services compared to OPay, and PiggyVest, limited to saving and investment products. Another one is operational challenges in scaling. This one is still establishing brand trust and recognition. Fewer features compared to payment platforms. Opportunities, expansion into new markets. Okay, potential to diversify services and expansion into financial products. Partnership with local businesses, growth in financial inclusion Africa, increasing financial literacy program. Now, what this is saying is, let's say we want to build an app. We could build an app that's just like a fintech app that is like PiggyVest, okay, that is like PiggyVest, but also include some of the features we have here on OPay, like some of the features we have on OPay or PAMPay. Are you getting it? That way we could come up with our own solution. So it's just going to be something that allow people to save while also rendering other form of what? Financial services. So that is one thing you are going to learn when creating like what? A SWOT analysis. But like I said, this can take time. So research is all about observation. Now, when it comes to, again, there's SWOT means strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay. When it comes to thematic analysis, you see it mostly when you conduct a research with a number of people. Maybe you conducted an interview. Okay. You conducted an interview or you conducted a survey, right? So by the time you conduct an interview or you conduct a survey, you are going to have different responses from different people. Maybe you are trying to ask people, what is the problem you are encountering with this app? Are you getting it? Or what is the challenge you are encountering with this app? By the time they send in their responses, right? If you start going through the responses, you are going to see people that are complaining of similar things. So those people that are complaining of similar things, you start categorizing them based on those team. Team simply means like together, something that a lot of people are emphasizing on. So you might have 10 people saying, okay, I'm having challenges on this place about this particular thing. You group all those ones that have similar challenges together. You have another group where you group all the people that have similar challenges together. By the time you group them like that, that is called thematic analysis, so that you can start solving each group's problem one after the other. Right? So it's all about grouping things that have grouping insights that have common ground or similarities. Do you understand it better now? Okay, so let's go ahead and map our system. Okay, let's go ahead and map our system. How did we say this system is going to work? Let's do a simple mapping. So to do your mapping, all you need to do is, let's come in here. We're just going to do a simple mapping. Let's come in here. Okay, we can say user visits websites. Okay, so if the user visits the website, the user will upload a facial or upload a selfie. Will upload or takes a selfie. Okay, now once your user uploads or take a selfie, what happens? User uploads or take a selfie. Okay, then once it is sent, our system processes the image for possible match. Okay, now system, I think I'm going to change this shape here. Okay, so our system processes I might have to increase this, so let me increase this. Now this will be a decision. Okay, decisions are determined, are denoted with a diamond shape. Okay, if match is found, we are going to take back this shape. Now here we are taking inputs, so inputs are denoted by this. Okay, so if match is found, show user their, okay, if match is found, it shows the uh show the doppelganger. I'm just going to call this found page. If it's not found, it should show the which other page? If we don't find a match, we'll show you the page. Show the let us just say alternative page, but I'll come back to write something there. I'm just doing this thing off hand now. So you want to write it to make sure that people understand what you're doing. So I can select these ones now. So if you take a look at this system mapping, you actually understand exactly what is going on here. So a user visits the website, okay? Then the user proceeds to upload or take a selfie, okay? Upload or take a selfie. Once the user does that, the system will process. So the system will process the image for possible system processes the image for possible match in the database. Okay. Let me align these things properly. Sorry. So user visits the website, user uploads or take a selfie, right? And if user uploads or take a selfie, then system processes the image for possible match in the database. If match found, if match found, it should proceed to show the doppelganger found page, or it should show the no doppelganger found page. So this is how our system is going to work. This is how the app is supposed to work. Please, if you have any question, raise up your hand so we can take questions. If you are still confused, if you don't know what I'm doing, if you don't know exactly what I'm doing, please raise up your hand. Prince Will, is this your hand up from last time or is just now? Okay. Are we all on the same page? We are just trying to, we are planning here. We are not doing much. We are just planning out how this app is going to work. Okay. And for this diagram, anytime you are doing your mapping, maybe user flow or tasks flow, these diagrams, they mean different things. Okay. So you don't have to cram them. As you begin to use them, you get used to them. If you do a quick Google search, okay, for flowchart diagram shape meaning, okay, if you do a quick search for flowchart diagram shape meaning, you are going to get lots of them, right? So this is it. You can use this one. There is another one here, okay, so you can use this to just this is, I don't like when the network is delaying us. So you can see this is a process, okay? Process, input, okay? Terminal, decision, manual input, manual operation, database. You can see database when it's querying a database. You want to like represent it with a cylindrical icon, okay? Delay and all these things. But for the major one, where you can check this one out, you can also check, you can check any of them. They are all the same, right? They are uniform, just that some will give you more options. Okay, some will give you more options, but if you check this one as well, it will give you the more direct one, the most common ones. So the most common ones you are going to see is the stats, okay, the stats, and the input, okay, the input, the process, right, the process, and then the decision. That is what you have here. It's just what we have here. Okay, so I think this one, let's just make it that circle to show that stats. Okay, so user visits okay, so user visits the site, uploads and take a picture. Okay, someone is asking a question. Yes, so system mapping, system flow. Yes, system mapping or system flow. But remember, this is more of your brain work. You are just trying to figure out how this app is going to work. If I ask you now to create an app for me for parents to use and pay their child's school fees, right? If I ask you to create an app for parents to use and pay their child school fees, right? You find out that you have to think of how will the app work. Okay, that means there needs to be a portal, right? There needs to be a portal. Then parents visit the portal. Okay, let me not say it. Umar, unmute your mic. Umar, are you here? Umar, I can't hear you. Umar, I can't hear you. Oh, okay, let me call someone else. Sakim Manuel, are you here? Unmute your mic. Sakim Manuel, unmute your mic. Okay, let's use the chat since it's a network issue. Okay, everyone, let's say you were contacted to build an app that allows parents to pay their child's school fees. Okay, to pay their child's school fees. Just give me step by step based on what we've done so far. Just give me step by step of how you think that app will work. Put it in the comment section. I want to be sure that we're actually understanding what I mean by system mapping or system flow. So put it in the chat, okay? Can you guys drop it in the chat? I've not seen anyone. I've not seen any chat yet. An app that allows parents to pay their wards school fees. Okay, Sakim, go ahead. How do you think the app is going to work?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, evening.
Basically, I just feel like there should be a sign up, like any child from that particular school, the parents should
Okay.
have an account, maybe with that's the school account,
Mhm.
from the website. Then it should be something very simple that just has a basic function of
Give me the
internet data.
steps, give your explanations.
Okay, I can't think of steps right now, like from my head.
Okay, that's also fine. Sometimes you need to calm down and think about it. Um, Destiny, can you give me the step-by-step flow of how the app is likely going to function?
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I think first of all, the let me say the word of the child will have to log into the school website.
Okay.
So after logging into the school website, the next thing is to I think locate a module in the page where the payment of school fees can be done,
Okay.
and then inside the school fees payment page, I think there should be a form where the word will now fill, and then it will then I think prompt up. It will navigate he or she to the checkout page where she can maybe where the person can probably input his card details. I think you should see different methods in which you can pay, maybe through direct transfer, through using card and other methods. And then she fills in and everything, and then the system will now process it, communicate with the bank of the fellow person, and then if money is found and whatsoever, then the person now authenticates, and then this transfer or the school fee payment will be successful. That's what I can actually think about right now. So.
Okay. So I like the part where you said if money is found. So if you are now doing this system mapping, anywhere there is going to be a decision, that is where you use this diamond shape, because you can't just say payment you go. So if you are doing like a full system mapping, you want to specify that, okay, if money is found, it makes the payment goes through, right? So this is basically what we call system mapping. Anytime you are solving a problem or anytime you are trying to build up a feature, with features you want to build what you call either user flow or task flow. Are you getting it? So anytime you are trying to build out something, first you need to map out how it works. Remember, we said design is not how it looks, but how it works. So you need to map out how it works. Once you map out how it works, you can now go ahead towards understanding what you need in each of those stages. And that is what we've done with this app. Okay, remember, we're trying to build an app that allows people to find their doppelganger. And the first thing we said is if you visit the website, once you're on the website, you are able to upload or take a selfie. So if you upload and take a selfie, you send it and it goes to the system, processes the image for possible match in the database. Now, if the system finds a match in the database, it will show the page and show your match, right? But if it doesn't find the page, it will show another page that says no match found at this moment. Are you getting it? And already we've talked about how this app is going to work. It's going to work if we have lots of people, right? It's going to have it. Now, there are ways you could make it work. You could go and buy data from different facial recognition companies. That's to upload those data first in your database. Or you can just start with the way this guy started. What's their name? Truecaller. Okay, you can start with the way Truecaller started. You know, when Truecaller started, it's not like they have like people's numbers, right? Instead, if you just download the app, they have access to your number. They take everything they need. They take all your contacts basically. So when they get all your contacts, they are now able to, they are now able to store it in their database. So when someone is calling you and the number matches a number in the database, they are now able to tell you, okay, this is the person's name. So this app will probably work that way in the sense that you are telling people, you can find a doppelganger here. And when you come and take your selfie, at that first, maybe the first few months, you find some people will find their doppelganger, some won't find. I get it. But it keeps saving this image in the database. By the time people start using it more, right, they can start finding different match based on the coding that is working right in the background, the facial recognition, the AI facial recognition system. Are you getting it? So that's basically what is happening right on this app. Okay. Now, the next thing, we've understood how everything is going to be. Okay. We now understand how this app is going to work. Let's go ahead and find how we are going to structure the website. Okay. We're going to structure the website. On the website, that one now is called information architecture. We want to find out or want to arrange how information on the app is going to be structured. Okay. And let's go ahead and see this. But before we structure the information, let's just map out what users are likely going to do. Okay. What are users likely going to do? Because sometimes it's important to know what users are going to do so that it will help you map out the structure. Let's just say user task. Now, like I said, this is just how I'm currently, I decided to currently structure this meeting we are currently having now. You can structure it in any way that makes sense to you. Or if you don't know any way that makes sense to you, you can use one of those templates that have like different blocks. Then follow the recommended templates. Are we together? You follow the recommended templates. But I always prefer when you have like, when you are working on your own and you are able to do things on your own. Are we together? Okay, good. So let's proceed now. So what are some of the tasks users are going to be able to do? Everyone, let's write it out. Let's write it out. Okay. Log in. Okay. User should be able to log in. Okay. Someone said log in. Let me use the sticky note here. Like I said, we are doing this thing together. They should be able to log in. Okay. They should be able to have access to dashboard. Are you sure you want to go the dashboard way? Okay. Okay, let us put dashboard. Okay. Umar, calm down. We never give them what they want. Now also pay. You don't they put here. Your app never even they work. Okay, this one is for the app. Okay. I thought it's for this one. I don't shock. Okay. For this particular app, what are the things users are supposed to be able to do? Please write it out. I want us to list out some of the things users are able to do. List them out in the comment section. Okay, upload image. Okay. What else? They should be able to contact their doppelganger, right? What else are they supposed to be able to do? Contact customer support. Let's do receive notification. Okay. So in case they don't see you, they should be able to perform filter. Usman, what are they filtering? What are they setting for? I'm not sure they are to search for anything. Now, one person that they look for, or two. So it's not that much, right? So I'm not sure they are to be searching or filtering anything. What else are they able to do? Okay, they should be able to delete their accounts. Okay, let's call this manage accounts. Okay, they should be able to manage their accounts where they can delete their account if they are tired. If they don't see person who look like them, they should be able to delete their accounts. Okay, so manage accounts, they should be able to change password and all those things. Okay. Any other thing? So what are the tasks the user are supposed to be doing? Okay, Usman said they should be able to filter search based on their location. I'm not sure they are going to be filtering search based on their location. You are looking for someone that looks like you in any part of the world. If we even include a search filter to restrict it, it's even going to be more difficult because the person that looks like you might actually be in China. Are we together? The person might actually be in China. Okay. So let's just open it to be broad. So these discussions, these are things you are likely going to have when you are developing a product. You have all this discussion with your product manager or your stakeholders. I think be able to see others that have seen their match. Oh, I like this. Okay. Social proof. So this one we can just okay, let me just put it. Ability to see others that have seen their match. Okay, but this one might just be on the website, so it might not be useful, might not be so useful to the person to be seeing others that have seen their match when they have not seen their own match. But we can just use it as something to entice them to go ahead and, you know. And last time we said, okay, one of the ways we could monetize this app is to make sure that if you find a match, you are going to see the person, but you won't be able to contact them except you upgrade. Okay. So let's take a look at make payments for pro version. So if you see someone that looks like you and you want to reach out to them, you should be able to make payments for the pro version. So if you make payments, we'll show you their email and their social media handles. And then, okay, so create account slash, okay. Okay. Are we together? So yes. So this is what we are going to work with. Any other one? Edit profile, connect matches, view detailed profiles. Okay. Do we want to include profiles? I'm just thinking. Um, I'm just thinking we should not do like, okay, it's still a full profile. Okay, it's still a full profile. Okay, and we'll talk about all those things. Now, when you are trying to plan your app, this is basically some of the things you want to think about. What are people going to be able to do on this app? Now, in most cases, if it is those kind of app that I told you that you might not even know what you want to do or the problem you're trying to solve, so you have to do what? User research, because it's during user research that you find out what people actually want. That is where you find out the task users want to complete. Are you getting it? Now, but for this app, we have a hypothesis, we have an idea of how this app should work. That's why we are doing what we are doing the way we are doing it now. Are we together? So that's why I'm speaking as if we are just coming up with these things. But remember, we are coming up with these based on the fact that we really understand the problem statement and the hypothesis. And then we've gone ahead to do the system mapping. And then we've gone ahead to say, okay, let's list out all these tasks. Because listing out all these tasks is just how we are going to be able to what? Organize our information architecture. Are we together? Information architecture. So let's proceed to that information architecture. Now, how do you do your information architecture? You have to start grouping these things that we said they are going to do in a way that makes sense. Okay. So we can see that, okay, create account and login is a section. Okay. They should be able to upload image is a section. Okay. This one now, you find out that this contact through DG slash email slash blah blah blah, and also this receive social media notification when someone is found. It's not really a section. Instead, if we come back here, we'll notice that this is something that will show on this page if a match is found. Are we getting it? So it's not entirely a section, but this ability to manage their account is a section. Okay. And I said this ability to make people see it's not really a section, rather we are going to use it on the website. Now, ability to make payments for the version is also another section. Okay, it's also another section. So let's come in here and start doing our information architecture. So the way you group information architecture, you can do user, feature, and sub feature. Okay, sorry, the user, the section, feature, and sub feature, or the app section. Let me write it down so that you don't forget. App section, feature, sub feature, actions. You can, in some cases, you can also mix these two. Okay, you can group them together. So if you want to do your information architecture, remember your information architecture is structuring the contents of your app in a way that makes what? Logical sense. Okay. And how do you do that? Like I said, you can group them into what? From the app level, okay, app level, okay, or user level, okay. Then you do the sections. Then after the sections, you have the features. After the features, you have the sub feature, okay, and then some actions. Are we together? So we're going to be doing that now. We're going to be doing that now. So let's go ahead and do our. Meanwhile, it's not like you must do all these things. Like I said, some of these things you can just do it in a sheet of paper, then you start designing. But you need to be able to put your ideas and thoughts together. Like what we have here now. If someone comes and take a look at this thing, they will understand exactly what we are trying to do. Are you getting it? Okay. So let's come in here and do our information architecture. Let's create it. So we are going to have what? The website. Okay. So when you come on the website, you are able to what? Upload image. Okay. You are also able to what? Manage accounts. Okay. Although this one will be when you are signed in. Okay. Sign in / create account. Okay. You are also able to what? Now, once you have here, you upload image, you sign in and create accounts. Okay. So once you sign in and you've created your account, from here, you should be able to manage accounts. Okay. Upgrade accounts. What else do we say we should be able to do? Upload image, manage accounts. Okay. I think that is basically what we have. Now for upload image, one of the feature here is take a selfie or upload image. Okay, that's the sub image, sub feature here. Let me arrange these two. And now we can go ahead to talk about things they are going to do. Okay. Under upgrade accounts, they should be able to what? Make payments. Okay. Okay. They should be able to make payments and view payment receipts. Okay. Now under manage accounts, they should be able to update account info. Okay. And from here, okay. So let me do this way. Now I'm just making this, I'm just arranging it so that we can know exactly what users are going to do the way we are arranging the information architecture. Okay. Let me align this to the bottom. Okay. Okay. What else? What else are they going to be doing? Okay. they are to be able to view match or no match page. Okay. So let me select these three now. I'm trying to align them. Okay. Manage accounts. Hmm. Okay. Now, as we are doing this thing, and so that's the advantage of doing this thing. What if so they should also be able to okay. They should let's make it, they should also be should they be able to retake picture? Should they be able to retake picture? Okay, let's just take this. People are giving it a thumbs up. Okay. So let me just let's take here. So this manage accounts, update account info. Okay. Update accounts, update slash delete. Okay. Okay, let's just call it socials. Set up profile. Okay. I'm trying to see how to arrange this because we now have set of profile. So if we are having a set of profile, edit profile details. Okay. So I'm selecting all of them again to properly align them to the base. So let me select 1, 2, 3, and then let me properly sort them. So these ones are on the same category, on the same level. They're like they're on the same level. These are sections, okay, on our websites. So let's just change their color. So from there, they take a selfie, and also when you sign in, these are also sections, okay? These are also sections, okay? So once you sign in, you are going to have this. Then take a selfie. They're on the same level here. Then these are like here we can change this color just to make sure we understand what's going on here. So this is how we are going to be organizing our information on this app, on this website. Okay. So we have the websites. You can go ahead and upload your image. You can sign in. So if you're a returning user, you can easily sign in. Okay. Or create an account. Then you take a selfie. Okay. And then view match page. If you are logged in, you can manage your accounts, set up your profile, or upgrade your account, right? Now, if you set up your profile, you can update photo/edit profile info. If you're on manage accounts, you can delete your accounts, okay? If you are on upgrade profile, you are able to make payments and also view your payment receipts. So let's just show that payment receipt there. And if you are on okay, so this everything we are going to be doing for this app. Now, the last thing we probably want to do, if you want, is to do like a user flow of the entire system. Now, what is the difference between a system mapping, a system flow, or and user flow? Okay, user flow shows all the relationship between this flow that we've talked about. Okay, the natural flow of users on the website. So when user lands on the website, when they take this picture, okay, when they take this picture and they find the match with user flow, you want to now proceed towards creating an account, because if you have not created an account, you might not be able to view the additional informations. Are you getting it? In your system flow as well, you might decide, okay, if users visit the website, they need to log in first before they can upload their picture and then start the entire process. So under your user flow, you can map out how the entire flow is going to work, all the possible decisions that they are going to do, and provide additional information for the users. Meanwhile, there's another one called task flow. Task flow now deals with each task. All these tasks we've listed here, how do you achieve them? For instance, how do you delete your account? How do you delete your account? You can now make a flow for how you delete your account by saying, okay, to delete your account, you log in. After you log in, you proceed towards manage account. When you manage account, you proceed towards delete account. Now, when you click on delete account, you'll be provided with two options. If you are sure you want to delete your account, if the user selects yes, then the account will be deleted. If the user selects no, then the account, it should return the person to the another page. So I hope you understand the difference between task flow and user flow. Because of time, we might not be able to do the task flow and user flow as well, but I'm just explaining it again. You must not do all these things, like all these jobs you see on what's it called? All these jobs you see on this freelancing platform, you might not necessarily do all these things. But since we are learning, that is why we are teaching you all this. Because if you go to formal sectors, okay, I will explain it again. If you go to formal sectors, they really, in some cases, for presentation's sake, because why you want to do all these things, to explain how this thing works, is you must not wait. Like what we already have here. Once you have this thing, what you already have here can pass as a prototype. I get it. It can pass as a prototype. You must not necessarily build the app entirely before you have your prototype. But if we present this to anybody now, they can actually understand what we are trying to do and how it works. So I said the difference between user flow and task flow is this. We've done our system mapping. If you take a look at this system mapping, it's just at the top. It's at the top level. We are not really seeing where users are making decisions in this mapping. Okay, we don't know if users are to log in before they upload their selfie, or they upload their selfie before they log in. We don't know that from this system mapping. Okay, now with user flow, you want to go ahead and map out the entire flow of a user from when they land on the website till when they achieve their goal, with all the possible decisions they are likely going to make. Example, we can say, we can decide, okay, we want it to be like a locked system that before you upload your picture, we want you to create an account first. Okay, that means we are going to have a user flow that says visit website, or we just have websites. The next action is what? Sign in or create an account. Okay, when you sign in or create an account, so when you create an account, it brings you to where you take your selfie. If you upload your selfie, it moves to the processing. If it finds a page, it will show you that page, then checks if you are a pro member. If it is a pro member, it shows you the page with the person's information. If you are not a pro member, it shows you the page with the person's picture without the information, with the button that tells you upgrade to pro to view your doppelganger's profile. Right? So you find out that we are mapping out the entire user flow. The entire user flow with all the possible decisions. Now, task flow deals with individual task or action. It's not the entire system. So you can go ahead and have a task flow for how to create an account, a task flow for how to upload an image, a task flow for how to delete, like the main task we mentioned, a task flow maybe for how to delete your account, a task flow for how to make payments. Do you get it now? So task flow is like a little bit more in depth. Okay, that's it takes the task one after the other, one after the other. Unlike user flow that looks at the entire movement you are going to make, right? And then the system mapping is just the top level to understand just how the system works. Now, must you do all three of them if you are working on a project? The answer is no. Must you use FigJam? The answer is no. You can do these things on a sheet of paper. You are just trying to put your thoughts in place so that when you go to Figma, you know exactly what you are designing. I get it. Because right now, you can see that since we've done all these things now, what we probably will proceed to do on Wednesday, because we are starting the design on Wednesday, because now we know exactly what to do. So what we can just do is we can just, from here, we know exactly what to do already. Or if you want, you can do a site map. But like I said, all these things, you are the one coming up with it, right? You are the one thinking through it and knowing exactly what needs to be where, right? Any questions so far? Okay. Okay. Sakip, what's your question? Second.
Um, for just for the sake of knowledge, it's not something regarding this. Like for
Okay.
us that gotten any experience working with developers. So apart from
Mm.
um systems that for the spacing and all those typography stuff, is there any
Yeah.
other like basic things you should know? Maybe
Sorry, come
because like
again.
you
I didn't get that question.
okay. I said like for us that haven't experienced working with developers,
Yes.
there are other like basic things you need to know apart from maintaining consistency and at the time you mentioned something about color opacity. That's
Mm.
for iPhone users, Android something.
Yeah. Uh, did anybody get the question? I didn't really get the question.
No, just for that's for like working with developers. You know, after designing an app,
Okay.
proceed to development. So
Yeah.
just to make the work easier for the developer, is there any other things we need to implement in the design, like any like walkthroughs and other stuff?
When it comes to working with developer, you want to make sure that you export the assets right
Yeah.
in the right formats. Like I told you guys, if you export your image and you find out that it's quite heavy, you can always, compress the images. So it will help the developer save more time, right? So you export the images, you export the assets in the right format. Create like a proper style guide, depending on the size of the app. Create like a proper style guide or a component library. And for large companies, you might be talking about design systems, okay? Create a proper component library or style guide. I get in. Create a comprehensive style guide with your component library. Make sure you annotate your designs. So you want to annotate your designs and document every other thing that you have on that design properly. Someone is asking, is it possible to create a function that developer can't create? And let me see. Is it possible to create a function that a developer can't create and has their? It's very possible now. So there are things, there's something called constraint. So when you are designing, there are constraints, okay? There are different types of constraint. There might be technological constraint, right? Just like right now, we don't have a spaceship that can travel at the speed of light. We already know, we probably know how it's supposed to work. Okay, we probably know how it's supposed to work. So the design is there, but we are technologically constrained to create such a ship. So yes, there are times that when there are designs you could do, and based on the developer you are working with, they might not be they might not have the technical know-how to achieve that design. So that is an issue, right? And also there are some that you can create that there is no technological solution for it. There's no technological tool that can help in creating it. Okay, so yes, there are times that, so it all depends on who is developing. If you meet a developer that is not well versed, there are some designs you will do, they will tell you no, that it can't work, while some will make it work. And we also have financial constraint. We also have time constraint. There are some designs you create, it will be too expensive to maintain. So if you create such designs, they might not approve it. Okay, it might not be approved because of the cost of, let's say you want to do a little bit of updates, right? The cost of it. For instance, imagine using creating custom shadow. That's why if you see apps like glassmorphic effects, you hardly see an app that is completely glassmorphic, because they take more time to, like, if you want to update or even build out, okay, because you are using a lot of custom shadows here and there, adding noise and textures. So sometimes it might be due to cost, okay, because all these things you do, remember, they have sizes, and all those sizes, when you upload them on your server, they start taking up server resources. So in most cases, there are some designs you do, uh, due to cost and everything, it won't get approved, or due to the time it will take to complete that your design, it won't work. Also, there are some people that, if what they're using to develop their website is something like WordPress, and you added a lot of things that might need some custom frameworks that might not be available on WordPress by default, and we need them to involve a third party, and they don't have money to involve that third party, they will say no. Are you getting it? So sometimes understanding constraint is very important before you start your design. Where did you get? Yeah, you're welcome. And no, it has not happened to me before. So it has not happened to me because most of the designs I work on, they are not always out of this world. I just use most of the existing design patterns to create most of my designs. And I also have like a developer experience. So most of the things I design, I make sure this does not apply to you guys, This one will only apply to you by the time you have more experience. Okay. So most of the projects I work on, like if it's a website, most of the website design I work on, I end up being the person to develop it, either using WordPress, WordPress or Webflow. Okay. Um, yeah. And if it's an app, I usually communicate with the developer, you know, so that I make sure that whatever it is I'm designing. So for some developer now, if they are going to be using a particular framework, I make sure that my design matches the requirement for that framework. You can always read about the requirements on the web pages of those framework. Let's say you are designing a web app now, and you discuss with the developer, and you find out that they are likely going to be using Bootstrap as the front end framework or React as the front end framework. You might want to go and read about some of the documentation for React or Tailwind, or you read a little bit of them and understand some of the constraint, right? So that whatever you are designing, you make sure that it falls within those constraints. So if the company is not able to do custom icon, from that point, you just know that, okay, what I'm going to be designing, let me use this icon from the React component library, or let me use icons from the Bootstrap component library, since you know that is eventually what they will use. So it makes no sense having that knowledge and still going ahead to look for extremely stylish icons that you know that they are not going to use during development. So now with time, you get to understand all these things better. Okay. Okay, so I think that's where we're going to stop for tonight. If there are no other questions, so we are supposed to finish this project by next week. Yes, the website is going to require a logo. So Sekam, help us design a logo so that we can use it on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we are starting our website design. So Sekam is like you enjoy designing logos. Okay, Rema, sir, I checked the meaning of hypothesis in Google, but the explanations. Now, hypothesis is just an untested solution to a problem. Okay, untested solution to a problem. That's what hypothesis is. Do you understand now? Yes. Just like what we are doing now, okay? What we are doing now, the evidence that we have that this will solve this problem is not concrete enough. So it's like a proposal. You are proposing something with little facts. Okay, so we're just in most cases, like as a UI UX designer, as a product designer, is a little bit of understanding basics of visual designs, understanding some basics of business strategy, understanding some human psychology. Okay, because at the end of the day, it's going to be you suggesting things, right? But there are instances whereby your solution is not a hypothesis. Your solution is based on fact. Like if you are using something like Hotjar, you've seen what it is, and then you know for sure, based on the details or based on the things you've seen, that this is going to solve it, right? Then you design it for it to solve it. But whereby you are making that assumption not based on facts, but based on just little or no evidence, little or no fact or support, then it's a hypothesis. Okay. Okay. Any other question? So please make sure after this class, make sure you open, not inside our team, go to your own team. All of you doing something on the Terraskills team, I'll delete your works. Now make sure you go to your own team, open FigJam. Just try practicing. Try, taking the notepad, the sticky note, type something. Try creating some flows. Because not, you can try recreating this as well. Okay, that's the best way to learn, by practicing. Okay, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Good night.